Hello everyone, welcome back to another Boss and Roll Legacy video. Today I'm doing something pretty exciting. This is, as you can see, tribal slivers. You might think this is clickbait, you might think this is a meme, and I don't think that's entirely true. So slivers is doing some pretty important things in the metagame. So right now Rug Delver is the default best deck, and the decks that beat Rug Delver tend to be like big control decks that can wrath the board and trade off removal early and stay alive and draw cards later. What Slivers does against that, Crystalline Sliver, all Slivers have Shroud. So this card blanks all of the spot removal in Legacy. Like you get one of these into play, no Swords of Plowshares, no Lightning Bolt, no nothing. They need a sweeper or they need to beat you in combat. And to make sure you don't lose in combat, Slivers have First Strike, Slivers have Flying, Slivers have Flying and Haste. It seems simple. It seems like this shouldn't work. This looks like a Pauper deck with a couple of rares peppered into it, but I don't believe I have ever beaten Slivers with Delver. If they get their thing Shroud and then put them in the sky, you're going to lose the race and you can't answer them. Against Control, they're going to have to Wrath you. That's the only way out of here. Hibernation Sliver, you can pay 2 life to bounce per sliver to bounce them all. So even if they do Wrath, you can rebuild. Really, the scariest thing for a Sliver deck is combo. Like clearly we have our 4 Force of Wills, but that's about it. That's why the entire sideboard is for combo decks. There's one Dismember, and every other card in here is for combo decks of various flavors. So it, like I said, it looks simple, and it is, but sometimes a blunt instrument is the right instrument if it has the right sort of pointy ends on it. Crystalline Sliver and Cloud Shredder and Gale Rider Sliver are the right kind of pointy ends in various matchups. So there's not a whole lot to explain here. Let's just get into these games. Let's grow the hive and overrun our opponents. On the play for round 1, that's where we want to be. We have a Cavern of Souls, even have one of our Force of Wills, so this is pretty dope. If they Wasteland me, I'm going to be pretty bummed out, but if they don't, we should win this game pretty quickly. We have a 1-drop. We even have the turn 2 Unsettled Mariner, which is one of the better slivers, like the trixier slivers in the deck. Oh, Snow Mountain Astrolabe. That is a recipe for success. All right, Unclaimed Territory. That is better. Much better than Caracas to get into play. So I think I want to lead on the Mariner. And all of the options here are reasonable to put into play, but if we play Predatory Sliver this turn, we get in for 2, and then we get in for 4 next turn, for a total of 6. If we play Mariner, we get in for 1 this turn, and then in for 5 next turn, also for a total of 6. So the damage is the same over 2 turns, but we get to be mildly disruptive along the way here. So I think that is the correct sequencing. And I want to leave the Hibernation Sliver in hand, at least until I have a second blue card for Force of Will. Whenever you or a permanent you control becomes a target of spell or ability and opponent controls, counter that unless they pay 1. So it is important that becomes the target is the language they chose to use. That is slightly better than is targeted. So something like Tendrils of Agony will still, they'll have to pay 1 for each Tendrils. I'm going to leave up Caracas because they are an Uro deck. Not that you really want to bounce Uro on the way down. You want to get it on the way back up. The first strike will mess up any coatls they have. The Mariner messes up Oko. They can't just like jam Oko and Elk something this turn. Not that Elking something this turn even looks good. I guess there is a possibility that they are Omnitel and not Snowco. That's less likely now. But the Astrolabes also makes it pretty unlikely. Ooh, Abrupt Decay. That one cannot be countered. Not by Mariner, not by Force of Will. So you got me there. Oh, Aether Vial right on time. They'll probably force this if they have it. All right. Didn't mess with that. Yeah, Abrupt Decay did a good job busting through our defenses there, but I mean the race is still on. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play Hibernation Sliver, though maybe I do. I don't know. That's actually pretty interesting. All right, there's Oko. It is not able to target my shit. I can still attack with Mariner. Maybe I'm supposed to try to force Oko? I don't know. Maybe I'll just draw another Muscle Sliver and make it irrelevant. It's not quite another Muscle Sliver. So Mariner can attack. It has first strike, so we're good there. Oh, I messed this up. I should have just played the Hibernation Sliver, because then it's extra bodies on the board, and I can bounce it to force anyway. Yeah, I messed that up. Okay. Got a Force of Will. Yep, small mistake there. Could end up costing me, because going wide against these Elks could matter. They did have to Elk their own Astrolabe, so I wonder how much that's going to matter. I'm also glad I read that right last turn. The slight pause when I put Aether Vial on the stack. So any of my flying slivers or a Sliver Lord both bust this game open. Canyon, not super exciting, but I'll draw a card. It is a rebuy. Ay. Alright, so I can cast Hibernation Sliver. Is that right? So, yeah, I think I want Hibernation Sliver in play. Well, both of these are going to be in play. I'm just deciding which one I want to actually cast so they can see it, and which one I want to surprise them with Aether Vial. Yeah, that's actually a tough sequence, because if they have Abrupt Decay for my Sinew Sliver here, I'm going to wish I did it the other way. Uh-oh. Did I blow it? Drown in the lock. Yeah, I blew it. Destroy target creature with converted mana cost. Alright, yeah. So I can't get like the power up where I need it to be. So if I attack with my slivers, I still have the vial. If they block Mariner, they lose their Astrolabe. If they block this, I'll just bounce it, and they take 3. All right, yeah, so they're just committing to the better block. Because they can see the hibernation sliver, they know that maybe I'm just pushing for damage, but I did have the blowout here. And now I can bounce one of my blue slivers if I need to force of will. But this looks pretty bad for them. Yeah, that was really interesting, the sequencing. All right, so is it better if this is an elk or if it's in my hand? I think I'll just let them elk it. Oh, they were switching. Fuck. I definitely I was not paying attention. I definitely should have bounced that in response. Whoops. Ew. Yeah, I just assumed they were elking, but that was wrong. Got to read those triggered abilities or activated abilities. All right, so Sidewinder is pretty nice. My opponent looks dead, unless they have Abrupt Decay. All right, yeah, they're just dead. Okay. Ooh, got away with something there. That definitely punted that Oko turn, though. It was pretty interesting. Like they might have been trying to get me. Like I pay 2 life, I take lethal off board, and then they still have their food because for an exchange to resolve, all pieces need to be present. So they might have been just trying to get me by like, yeah, I take lethal out of play, and they still have their food. So in a way, they gain 5 life by making that play. I don't know. Maybe I accidentally made the right play. We'll have to. I can't rewind that. I'm in real life, but you can rewind that and see how that would have played out if I had bounced. Pretty interesting stuff there. Okay, so I don't think I even sideboard. Like, they're probably going to have Plague Engineer. So maybe, like, dismember something I want, but I'm not going to bring in Force of Negations just for Oko. Yeah, I am just not going to sideboard. Like I said in the deck tech, this is basically the kind of deck we're built to beat anyway. They're gonna have like Plague Engineers and extra removal and stuff this game, and we saw them pitch a Force of Negation to Force of Will, which was just like him to Turok against our Cabinet of Souls. I'll keep this. It has the Crystalline Sliver. That one can punk an Abrupt Decay. Ooh, Gale Rider right off the top. I'm gonna lead on this because it's my least favorite land. If they're holding up Red Blast, like that's fine. I'd rather they Red Blast this than this. This was actually the perfect one drop. Yeah, they were pretty clearly holding up Red Blast. And then I was worried because I want to play Crystalline Sliver turn 2. Just hope they don't have a second Red Blast. Or I do draw Cavern. Either one is fine. All right, let's see if this resolves. I think I will fight over this with Force of Will if they try to counter it. Force pitching Jace. Force pitching Hibernation Sliver. All right, let's hope that pays off. That was my big flourish. Now it's time to just make my slivers into 4/4s and get this game over with while their hand rots with removal. It's not exactly on time here, but it is not bad. So what can I attack into? They don't have 3 snow permanents, so a Koala won't have Death Touch. I guess I just have to hope that their hand's just a bunch of removal spells. So if they had another counter spell, I think they would have fought over Crystalline Sliver some more. Casting Aether Vial does turn on Abrupt Decay, but that's fine if they're not decaying my creature. Finding a Flying Sliver right now is what I want the most. Oh, the gang's all here. They have every dual land in play. I don't expect this deck to have Shark Typhoon in it, but they can make a 2/2 Shark right now. I'm just trying to think of any card they could have that could mess me up. I'll wait till second main to play this Aether Vial. I want them to at least have to think about Vial on 1. Okay, cool. There is the Coatl. Not even close to having Death Touch. You need 3 other snow permanents. They currently have 0. They could fetch 1. Yeah, that's the oh, excuse me. That's the push and pull of this kind of mana base. Against the decks that like aren't going to attack your mana, you can set up your colors by fetching your duels, but having snowlands actually does matter. Like the nastiest thing they could do to me right now is like fetch a snow. Oh, this looks like they're going to Wrath if they're just attacking. Yeah, this could be a Toxic Deluge for 3. Nope. Maybe. Well, I could still do that. That was a weird attack though. If they're not going to Wrath the board right now. Dead of Winter is not. I guess if they find a snowland, which is pretty easy to do with 6 cards in this deck, because this is a snow permanent. Yeah, Dead of Winter would be great here for them. Terrible for me. Okay, yeah, that's the 3rd snow permanent. Now it's time to rip. Their life is low. I have double Aether Vial. Time to draw creatures. Alright, that is a creature. That costs 5. So we're a long way away from activating Sliver Hive. I can sneak this Striking Sliver into play, though. We probably missed the boat here. Maybe I should be loading up on the forces, force of negation, just because like that's the only reasonable path they have to victory is a sweeper. This deck doesn't really draw cards. There's no like Silvergill Adept or Elvish Visionary that I can rip off the top to double up. That's not a bad card though. Unfortunately, I do have to lead on this. Maybe I'll just save it for the end step so they don't know what's coming. But if I want to get the effect, like I can't like vial this in as Force Spike. That's not how this card works. It does have to be in play when they put the targeted ability on the stack. But I think it's better as a surprise 2/2 than as a known Force Spike. Maybe they'll cast a discard spell. That would be great. I don't think they play any, but I'd certainly be content with that exchange. I wish activating Sliver Hive was a reasonable plan. That costs 5, plus it's a tap, so you need 6 lands in play. Things have gone horribly wrong if that's where we are. Alright, so I think that they have Abrupt Decay in their hand. Or like some kind of removal spell at least. I want to draw Crystalline Sliver off the top. That's my best draw. That one I can vial in like a counterspell. Crystalline Sliver? Damn it. Well, I'm not going to win by not attacking. So if they Abrupt Decay my First Strike Sliver and Death Touch my Mariner, is what it is. Okay. Oh, they paid the 1. That was generous. Didn't have to do that. So I guess I could have like sculpted a little longer, but you don't really get to sculpt. You're just living off the top. I wanted to put them to the test. And I do want to make my land drops because I want, like, if Sliver Hive becomes a viable plan, I want to be able to do it. Only 2 away at this point. And like I said, things have gone horribly wrong, but here we are, living in the hive. You also need a Sliver in play to do that, though. Like, hives don't just breed themselves. Clothis. That's a weird card to have in this matchup. I'm not using my graveyard, and that's a really slow 3-mana card that doesn't affect the board. I would probably board that out if I were them. But, I mean, it looks pretty good on this empty board. Maybe they were just looking for literally any win condition. Alright, there's another hive. I don't know why they didn't attack last turn. Maybe just like brilliantly playing around the Cloud Shredder Sliver, the 1/1 haste flying. But that seemed like as free an attack as any. And there are 7 cards in my graveyard, which is 14 damage with Clothis, given enough time. Oh, okay. Yeah, that one is a good one to know about. Alright, so I don't think we're winning this game now. That Blood Moon turns off the dubious but as good as I had plan of Sliver Hive. And I'll keep playing if this is Crystalline Sliver. If it's anything else, I'll concede. Alright. Maybe not. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna keep playing. They're attacking with their Coatl. And they've had Sylvan Library in play for like 4 turns now, so none of this is good. Alright, now I'll concede. That doesn't really change anything. I'm just trying to keep this going. Alright, turns out it was a good concession, but not that I knew that coming in. Alright, so the only way they beat me is by wrathing, so I think having maximum interaction with Wrath is worth doing. Cards that are not so great include... I think I want my 1-drops, but all of my 2s are even more important. And I can't cut any blue cards because I just added 3 more forces to the deck. So maybe it's Sidewinder. Aether Vial's tough because like it's not actually that great against this kind of deck, but they showed me Blood Moon, which Aether Vial is my only way out of a Blood Moon, unless I plan to win with my striking slivers. So I think I can shave an Aether Vial, maybe 2. Like now that I have these 7 forces, I can try to fight the Blood Moon another way. I'm also just not going to give a ton of respect to the Blood Moon. They could jam it turn 3, but if they do, then I've had 3 turns to do stuff. Like I'm not going to bring in Harmonic Sliver just for Blood Moon. That's like a 3-mana awkward 1/1 in a matchup that I'm trying to get over with. Alright, I will cut a second Aether Vial. Let's do it like this. I am a genius. Cut 2 Aether Vials, still had 1 in the opening hand. It's like we played all 4 with none of the drawback. Get fucked, opponent. So I'm gonna lead on Caracas. Like they haven't seen a Wasteland out of me yet. That I might be able to get them with that. And I don't want to hang my Cavern out there. I haven't seen a Wasteland out of them, but Cavern is pretty important to this plan. Speaking of getting them with Wasteland. So if I had led on Cavern, I would be able to do 2 things this turn. So maybe that was loosey-goosey. But I think Wasteland is a big game here. Or I could just put 2 slivers into play. Nah, let's waste. Surprise. Yeah, I think I just played poorly. Like they've shown no indication that they can destroy an individual land. So I should have just played the Cavern to maximize my turn 2. So I'll be like 1 sliver behind where I'd like to be when the dust settles here. I can still get them all into play this turn. It's just slightly more awkward. Like I could Vial now and Vial in the Gale Rider, then cast the Predatory, but that's like the same as doing it the other way. Like just going up the Vial. But this way I get to leave Caracas open if I deploy everything, but drawing Force of Will I think changes my math a little bit. And if they Abrupt Decay, that sucks. But I'd rather insulate against the Wrath than just put this creature into play right now. Red mana is a little scary, maybe? I don't know, maybe not. Another Sliver. Go in pre-combat with what I do, or first main with what I do have. There's no reason to pre-combat this Sliver. It doesn't have haste. Double first strike doesn't do anything. It is not the same as double strike, unfortunately. They also fetch in a way that is not conducive to Dead of Winter. Oko. Do I care about Oko? I don't think so. Like, I can just attack Oko and make it dead. I also have the Flying Sliver, so I don't really need to respect an Elk in play. Alright, yeah, that was about the best draw I could hope for. Now I really don't have to respect an Elk. So I could put them to 4, or I could kill Oko. I think I'm just going to put damage on them. Like, now that everything I have is a 3/3 first strike, I'm not even worried about an Elk. Like, I have lethal through an Elk next turn, and they don't know about the flying. And if they go like Snowland, Astrolabe, Dead of Winter, make this an Elk, then I'm behind. But they would also need to protect all of that through my Force of Will. Just not having black mana has been really rough for them, I'm sure. This Wasteland was clutch. Not only did it set them back a turn, but it set them back an important color of mana. Dead of Winter, Abrupt Decay, they're all black cards. They just chose to shuffle their library. Seven cards in hand, but only 4 life to work with. Guess they could exchange the food for one of my slivers. I think they're still dead, though. This sliver, importantly, is printed in the second era of slivers, where slivers you control get +1/+1. Slivers you control have first strike. Back in Planar Chaos, Onslaught, and Tempest, the first 3 generations of slivers, all slivers get buffed. The M14 versions only pump your team. So if they want to trade for my untapped sliver, that's the one that still buffs my team, but it gets none of the buffs of what they leave behind. So that worked out weirdly perfectly, that's the one they can steal. So you have a 2/2. I still have 3/3 first strikes. This Dead of Winter is a clear here, though, because it kills this one and makes all mine 2/2s. So we just gotta hope this Force of Will works. Okay, Abrupt Decay is fine. They're still dead to my flying, though they are holding up Red Blast. Yikes. Is there any reason to leave this in play? Should I just gain 3 life while the getting's good? I think so. Alright. Let's draw a blue card or another Sliver Lord. That's what I want here. Hey! Okay, so this can't be countered. It can be destroyed once it's in play, though. But if they do that, then they are dead to the Lord. They're gonna be dead for Xaxes. You got me. We perfectly played around, and by played around, I mean drew the right card at the right time, what they were representing. Bloop. 4 Exacxies. Nice. I felt like we navigated that pretty well. I got got lucky in a few spots. Should have played Cavern turn 1, but in general, just ignoring Oko, keeping damage on their face. That was a clutch decision. All right, not bad. Next round. All right, we're on the draw here with a banger of an Aether Vial hand. Uh-oh, basic mountain. Ooh, burn. So we're in a race here. However, price of progress is going to be as good as it will ever be in this matchup. Aether Vial's going to be helpful, I think. The Sunbaked Canyon is a fucking nightmare, though. I don't know if the thing in the chat box is in English. I don't understand it. All right. So Eidolon might be okay. Okay, good. Drawing a land that wasn't Sunbaked Canyon really improves my life here. So I'm gonna get the Crystalline Sliver into play. That's worth 2 damage. Now my shit has Shroud. Once it becomes a 3/3, they should not be able to attack anymore. And then I should be able to close the game pretty quickly. It's going to come down to who has the most spells or if they have a lot of spells, or if they just have the creature heavy draw. Like, they can flurry burn me out, then I lose. But if they can't, then I win. My creatures are going to dominate this board pretty soon. Okay, so I can get 2 lords into play. That puts me to 6 against their multiple cards in hand. 8 is a much better place to be. Yeah, if they just go bolt, I lose. Price of progress, I lose regardless. Maybe I should just pass. I think I should have played Sunbaked Canyon instead of Ancient Ziggurat to play around Price of Progress if I was just going to pass. I wish I had thought about that a little more. All right. I'm at 5. I don't have red to send it back at them, unfortunately. Get this thing into play. I'm going to block here, and nope, that's the worst block. Just block here? I think I have to block. I could block to clear their board. I mean, a lightning bolt is bad here, and I lose my board either way. But going to 3 against them with 3 cards in hand is just death anyway. All right, yeah, I'll make the block that clears my board, but also clears theirs. If only I had a blue card to go with that. I guess I might. I could draw a card. All right, didn't find a blue thing, unfortunately. I could have put in Cloud Shredder and got in for 6. Yeah, I was just dead to that anyway. All right, yeah, that sucked. Blue card. Do I win that game if I have a blue card? So I put in Sinew Sliver in the end step, then I have 3/3s, then I go Shredder in for 9, 10, 11, 12, not quite. All right, so I think my chalices come in here. None of this other shit looks very good. Force of Negation might be just like better than Force of Will. No, they're both equally uncastable. Force of Will cost me a life though, which is not exciting. Hibernation Sliver. I'm unlikely to pay 2 life for any reason in this matchup. This is not really an Aether Vial matchup either. Like, I just want to put my shit into play. That's probably too many forces. I mean, yeah. This is the deck I can present, I think. I don't think Canonist is where I want to be. Yeah, I mean, this hand is fine. It has Force Blue card and some lands. Oh, they're on 5. We already gained 6 life, because that's how burn works. Sliver. First Strike Arena. The Unsettled Mariner, pretty interesting here, because it's insane against burn, but it's also my only blue card. I was going to say it doesn't matter because I can't cast it, but I can. Okay. I am actually going to go ahead and unsettle the Marine here. Just turn to that guy. It seems really good. Like, if they have the all spell hand, that's going to slow them down a lot. They can't Searing Blaze this turn. That just ship. Alright, so I'm going to play my Wasteland, and then play my Predatory Sliver, leaving up Wasteland. So I can waste one of my own caverns to save 4 life in the face of a Price of Progress. With the Sliver Hive in hand and my whole deck costing 2, I think that's actually a play worth making. Yeah, that's fine. Them spending 2 mana to deal 2 damage when they already mulled to 5 is not a good deal for them. Yeah, and packed it up. All right, let's do that again. We're on the draw this time, though. It's going to be a little harder. Yeah, once again, I don't think I can make my deck any better. Just smash that submit button. All right, got Force and Crystalline Sliver. Opponent's on 6. So like I said in the deck tech, combo matchups are hard for Slivers, and in Burn is a combo deck. It might not feel like it sometimes. Like it might seem like it's an aggro deck, but it's not. They're not trying to like tempo you out or anything. Like, they're trying to resolve 7 spells over the course of the game. Like, Tendrils decks try to resolve 10 spells in 1 turn. Show and Tell tries to resolve 1 spell when it has the right cards in hand. This type of deck, Burn, just all it's doing is trying to resolve 7 spells in a game. All right, so this can brick these bow mats, and they can't bolt it out of the way. Unfortunately, we draw 1 drop on turn 2. So they looks like all right, yeah, they're just getting their hand empty so they can reload with Bromat. I can double spell next turn and actually start attacking. Sliver. 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 And we're in there. So they have one card in hand, but they have 3 cards under these Bowmats. So we'll see how this looks. Let's see if these 3 cards got them far enough to where they need to be. One thing about Bowmat Courier is that discard your hand is part of the cost, so they can discard their hand, in response discard their hand, and they get all 3 of these cards right away if they want. All right, so they did not make that play. That they could have, but they did not. Getting a little worried. My life total is pretty low. I would really like another blue card here. Okay, perfect. So I have double force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't quite have them on a 2-turn clock. This looks pretty bad. I wish my lands tapped for mana so I could hardcast this Force of Negation, but unfortunately they don't. I'll get in and see what they want to do. They probably don't block, yeah. So I could put another Crystalline Sliver into play and put lethal on board. However, I am dead to any 2 spells that resolve. I guess I could play the Hibernation Sliver and use it to pick up Crystalline Sliver. Then I might be able to pay 2 life, but Force of Will adds up to 3 life anyway. Unless I'm countering Price of Progress or um, Fire Blast, that's not a good deal. I guess what is the difference between 4 and 5 with this courier attacking? So that's the real question. And Price of Progress I'm going to have to counter anyway, so I might as well play my land. If I do this, I'll need a Lord or something with haste next turn. So, like I'm likely to end the turn at 1 life if I just have all this, but they are at 8. Maybe they'll tap their Fiery Islet. They also have a blocker though. Yeah, this is dangerous stuff. And if they have Exquisite Firecraft, I just lose. Kind of hope they do attack. All right. That puts me into Fire Blast range. And they had Exquisite Firecraft. Perfect. All right. Just Edzos. That was close. I think we win that game on the play. But like I said, combo decks are bad, and Burn is a combo deck. We were not quite fast enough to get under them. Okay, we're on the draw here in round 3 with an unremarkable but totally fine hand. I'm going to keep it. It makes 5 colors. It curves. Like we can go 1 drop, 2 drop, 2 drop, 1 drop on our first 3 turns and present a lot of evasive power. It will depend what the opponent's up to. Alright, so if they have Punishing Fire, we can probably never win. If they don't have Punishing Fire, we might be able to outrace them. That was a great draw because they are a Wasteland deck. And I am going to take the time to invest in this. I could have just named something random like Merfolk or Human if they were going to waste it anyway. But if they don't end up wasting it, I'll be pretty embarrassed by doing that. There's the Grove. Like we knew they had Punishing Fire in the deck. We just had to hope they didn't have it in their hand. And now that we've seen the Grove, that's especially true. Let's hope they just kind of go for Merit Age and have nothing else. Or if they don't go for Merit Age and have nothing else, the double bubble. I prefer that, obviously. Okay, there's the Wasteland. Let's see what that last card in their hand is. If it's just a blank, we're probably going to win easily. I think I want this one in play because it's less important. Let's draw a second Lord. Oh, there's a Lord in my hand. And we drew another Lord. All right, cool. So I'm going to put this Lord into play the hard way. And I'll play this also. So now we're out of Punishing Fire range, and I can make it even more explosive. I think I should not have cast this, though. No, I was busy thinking about how I should have sequenced my 1-drops and forgot to Violin my Lord. You're at 12. Luckily, this board is lethal next turn anyway, but... All right, so we win. We have the flyer. We have 2 blue sources. Although it is embarrassing to show them I could have done 2 more damage here. I'm not going to play bad. I'm not going to double down. Like, it's easy to, like, I don't want to be embarrassed. I'll hide my mistake, but instead, I'm just going to make the correct play, take my medicine. That's pretty good against Caracas. Not that it matters, because you're dead on board. All right, that's pretty good against Merit Age. I think if they had considered Gale Rider Sliver, they would have wasted and ported my 2 blue sources. All right, I mean, that went pretty well. Leyline of the Void's probably something I'm interested in here, because Punishing Fire I can never beat. I think turning my Force of Wills into Force of Negations is an upgrade, because basically everything they cast is a spell. Like that, their deck doesn't play creatures, and exiling Punishing Fire or Life from the Loam is better than countering it. The one huge problem is if they use Punishing Fire on my turn to like bust up combat. Oh, that might be a tiebreaker worth really considering. I'll think about that while I figure out what I'm cutting. I think probably Aether Vial is one of the cuts. Like, I don't want to get hard locked by Wasteland, but I also don't want to flood out on Aether Vials in this matchup where mostly my job is to kill them. Maybe I'll do 2 wills and 1 negation. Does that hedge make any sense, or am I just like not committing? Like if they Punishing Fire, yeah, I think being able to interact on my turn is more important than exiling a spell. That, like, if they go for like crop rotation into Merit Lage in my end step, yeah, okay, I talk myself into it. Oh baby, we have an extremely functional hand and Leyline just in the 7. Yeah, I'll keep this. They're on 6. Don't have Caracas. That's the one missing piece. I probably should not have played out the Caracas I did on the last turn last game, because we knew we were winning anyway. And then I showed them that Caracas is in my deck. Haha. Unsettled Mariner is pretty good too. That also taxes Wasteland. Crystalline Sliver also beats Punishing Fire. Okay, yeah. This hand is bananas. Unless they like get me into a like multiple string of Wastelands, or they produce a Merit Lage on like turn 2. This hand is pretty well checked most of the boxes. Uh-oh. Strip Mine. Okay, Sylvan Library. Not the worst thing that could happen. That Ghost Court is really bad though. Yikes. So I think I want a Mariner here. I just want to get ahead of the Wastelands, the Strip Mines, the Ghost Quarters, the Punishing Fires. I can cast any of this other shit next turn. So I guess if I was trying to get ahead of Punishing Fire, I'd play Crystalline Sliver. But if they like Sylvan Library their way into a Wasteland and just put me to 0 lands, then I'm never winning. So this line hopefully makes that not possible. All right, looks like they either forgot about that or decided it was worth doing anyway. Ooh, countered. Wow, I made the right choice. Wasteland you! That was fucked. Tabernacle's a pretty good card, though. Not gonna lie. Alright, I will pay 1 for Mariner. I don't think I want to keep. I'm gonna let that die. I'm gonna protect this Caracas to the bitter end. So get this Crystalline Sliver into play. That turns off the Punishing Fire. And then next turn, I can pay for 2 things and still cast one of my lords. That's so strange. Are they gonna crop rotation? Like, why didn't they pay the 1? Did they just misclick? Yeah, they never did use this mana. That had to be a misclick or a misunderstanding of what Unsettled Mariner does. I'll take it. The only reason we're still in this game is because that didn't work. I don't care about that. Pay. Pay. We're gonna get in for 6. Get to continue hiding my Caracas. And land number 5 means I can play the Sinew Sliver next turn. They're going to 10 off this attack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay, so I have them dead next turn if they don't disrupt me or put a blocker into play. What a blowout. This Mariner will not settle down. Has no chill. So they could pay like 4 or 8 life, or I guess they can't pay 8 because then I can kill them through a Merit Lage anyway. If they pay 4, I should be worried about them comboing. Oh, Glacial Chasm. Nuts. That one's pretty good. Gotta draw a Wasteland off the top. Though they're not going to be able to loop this because I have the ley line. Ooh, Tabernacle's gone. Let my people go. Wasteland. Show me the money, dealer. Alright, I'm going to draw a card with Waterlog Grove. Looking for that Wasteland, because I win if I draw it. That's not a Wasteland. Alright, I'll put the Caracas out there. And I will let them know loud and clear, you're dead as soon as that Chasm leaves play. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Like, they have to pretty much assemble Merit Lage with Chasm still in play before they run out of life points. And they have to remove my Caracas before they can make any of those plays. And it can be done, and Sylvan Library is a big deal. They also fetch Depths with Rotation, which is a much worse land to have in play than Thespian Stage if you only have one or the other, which makes me think they have Stage in hand already. Alright, yep, there's the Stage. Still not good enough, and a Wasteland off the top wins the game. Another Sliver. I'm just going to play like they don't have a Wrath in their deck, because I don't think that they do, and just make sure that they are fucking dead if I ever get a chance to attack, like even through Merit Lage. So they can go to 4 this turn. Turns Library all the way off, not that they were really in a position to use Library anyway. Another Stage, so now they can make Dark Depths, or make Merit Lage. They still don't have Caracas covered, and they have to sack their Chasm next turn. I'm not going to cast that. Alright, so Glacial Chasm's going in the graveyard. I'm not sure how they win now. Like, they needed to Merit Lage. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they just copy the Chasm, and then they, like, copy this one with this one? Is that how this works? Alright, yeah, that buys a little more time. I need to still Wasteland them to win. I'm honestly not sure how this works. Like, if they... Like, this is still going to get ice count or time counters, and then they copy it. Yeah, okay. They're still under a pretty big squeeze here. Blast Zone is not bad. Alright, so Wasteland is the draw we're looking for. If they can Blast Zone for 2, we are in a bunch of trouble. Just draw Wasteland, please. No! Alright, now I am going to run this out there, because I might need to rebuild. And like, this shit is not free. Like, these rolling Glacial Chasms, so now they can't pay for Glacial Chasm ever again. Like, next turn they're going to have to copy this Chasm with this stage and let this stage die, and they're going to run out of Thespian stages eventually. This costs mana to do. Like, they have to get it up to 2 for it to be really effective. This game is really interesting. This is one of those ones I'm glad is on camera for forever. Drawing Wasteland this turn isn't even great. I mean, Wasteland is my best card that I can draw by a lot. Alright, so they're ramping that up to 2. So now I do win if I draw Wasteland. Bummer. Yeah, I'm just running this out, so now I have 5 lands in play in case I top deck the Sliver Hive. Okay, so they have to copy this chasm with this stage. They lose this stage. That ties up their mana, so they can't Blast Zone this turn. Yeah, that costs 3 to do, and they only have 1. And all of these stages dying just make it harder and harder to make Dark Depths. They also haven't shuffled in a long time, so the Sylvan Library is really only seeing 1 card a turn. Like, you pick up 3, you go through the motions, but it's like there's only 1 new card every turn, just like they were top decking. 2 of those cards that they've been floating, they don't want, and we know that. Wasteland, baby. All right. Not great, not bad. It does replace the damage that I'm losing. That does represent lethal, so they're gonna have to sack this. I guess, like I don't, like I said, I don't know if they copy something else with this on the stack, do they lose it or not? Like, do they lose 2 life? Do they have to pay for Thespian stage at that point? I think that they do. Someone comment, tell me how that works. But even if they had restaged something, then they can't Blast Zone. And they have to Blast Zone on my turn, or else they lose. They're gonna go to 1 anyway. Yeah, I can't put in the Mariner here, because Blast Zone will kill it. Right on time. That's fine. Still gonna play it. Just get it in play, make sure I can't lose to Merit Lage somehow. But that should close the door. Like, they're gonna go to 1 from Sidewinder Sliver, and then I have Wasteland jack up their life. Oh wait, they're actually just dead, because they lose 1 to tap this. Yeah, they're dead. I didn't need any of that. You just lose. The Sidewinder Sliver that could. Beep boop. Not bad. That was another surprisingly complex game. On their side. Me, I was just hoping to draw Wasteland the whole time. Right, on the draw again in round 4. Our hand has Aether Vial, some Slivers, and Force of Will with a blue card. It's about all we can hope for in this world. Ooh, we can also hope for our opponent to lead on basic planes. That's pretty cool. Oh, the jig is up. I'm a Sliver deck. Surprise. So basic planes decks generally have Wasteland in them. And Rashad Port. Aether Vial makes both of those pretty silly looking. So I could Force of Will this because Umezawa's Jitte is a pretty sizable issue. But not if all my creatures have Shroud. Alright, I am going to live in the danger zone here. If they get Batterskull, that's actually really rough. If they get, oh, okay, they got Batterskull, they know what they're doing. That's fine. We'll just see how this goes. Get my slivers in, and crystalline sliver first and foremost. That denies me the blue card, but it does turn off any removal they might have. And next turn, all my slivers will be 4/4s. Or I guess this one will be a 4/4, these will be 3/3s. So we'll see how any of this looks. Skyclave Apparition. So my vial is gone. That's fine. They didn't play Batterskull, so I'll take it. I might want this later to deal with Thalia or some legendary thing. So I'm not going to play it out just yet. Three creature. Let's just tick-tock our way up here. This might be a matchup where Sliver Hive ends up mattering a lot. Okay, they did something other than Batterskull again. They'll probably blink their Stoneforge Mystic, would be my guess. But now they have a flyer that can hold Jitte, and if they have a land drop, they can put Jitte, cast and equip Jitte next turn to the flyer. Sort of Fire and Ice. Alright, same thing. Much worse, though. For me. Better for them. I still can't tell if forcing that Stoneforge Mystic would have been better. Like, we don't know how much work this Crystalline Sliver is doing. So if I attack right now, I think I have a pretty good attack. Like, if they want to trade off their Stoneforge Mystic or Skyclave Apparition by double blocking this, that's fine. They lose 2 creatures if they block Crystalline. Yeah, let's just get in there. Okay, so they want to lose their whole board for most of my board. Deal. Hmm. I'm actually fine with that. They are probably playing conservatively, thinking that I have more than I do, but them not connecting with Sword of Fire and Ice this turn is a big deal for me. Either Vial, get back in there. Sliver Hive. We are so close to activating Sliver Hive for the first time. Once again, though, not being able to hard cast Force of Will is a huge pile of crap. Like, this deck just literally can't even do it. Alright, Caracas is in play. Might as well make this other Aether Vial. I'm going to leave Thalia in play for now, because that will make their equipments cost more. Like, even if they play a land here, they're not going to be able to play and equip Sword of Fire and Ice. We are losing this game, though. Make no mistake. I think the opportunity to get away with this one is past. Just way too reactive. Skyclave Apparition has been excellent. That was an aggressive plow. Huh. Sliver, maybe? Nope. So if they have a land, they can get Sword of Fire and Ice active. And then I lose. Right, Batterskull I'm less worried about than Sword of Fire and Ice somehow. How about a Sliver, maybe? Leave this one on 2, get the other one up to 2. A Sliver? Hey, a Sliver. Alright, so I will be able to sneak this into play during combat, and I can also make a second Sliver. Is this colorless? Yes, okay, so I can block the sword with my Sliver token. Mother of Runes cannot give protection from it. You even get to eat the recruiter for free. Sliver token. Guess I'm not eating the recruiter. They can save it with mom. This is colorless. Protection from blue and red. Did they give a protection from blue again? A lot of questionable stuff going on here. It's probably not going to matter, but there is certainly questionable stuff going on. All right, let's, I'm not even sure what we're drawing to. Do I have a way to answer any of this? It's like Hibernation Sliver. Nope, that's a blue card. Sidewinder. So they're gonna gain infinity zillion life along the way here. But this Sliver Hive is actually keeping stuff pretty well in check. Or at least what I can see right now is well in check. And they can't Swords to Plowshares because I have Crystalline Sliver. I think if they get Umazawa's Jitte onto Skyclave Apparition, like if they diversify their threats a little, then I'm in trouble. Shit. Please put it on Batterskull. Alright, cool. So now they have infinite life plus 4 every turn. This still doesn't do what they need it to. So that's going to get pro-white. Make a Sliver. I can't even tell who's ahead here. I'm a little worried about the clock at this point. Ooh, that's an exciting Sliver. Except not really. I was just excited to see it. It's not actually exciting. Yeah, if they had moved their Jitte over to the Apparition, I would be losing very, very, very quickly. But they just keep hammering in with this Germ token. So I'm clinging to life. or something like it. Something resembling life, though I am bleeding out. Another lord, a green lord, I think specifically, would be a big deal. This Mother of Runes picking apart my mono white board here. Sucks. Thalia, sure. Apparition. Alright, they're just pushing for the damage now. We take those. Alright, another body. So they can't protect all of both of their apparitions. So let's see if they pre-combat protect it again. I don't know, if I could get like a 2/2 blue creature into play by eating this thing, that would be pretty good for me. Alright, they did it pre-combat again. Do they know about Umezawa's Jitte yet? Have they figured it out? Honestly, they could just move all of these equipments over, not even just Jitte. Fuck your germ. You should have been off that turns ago. Okay, they finally diversified their threats. Alright, these are... no, I can block that one with any color. I'll put the colorless thing over here and the flanking over here. Oh, what am I even looking for? Yeah, pretty sure I'm just dead. I'll just enjoy getting ahead on clock a little bit here in case it comes up. This got weirdly grindy. I guess it's not weird because they're death and taxes. What they want to do is grind. So I have to come in a lot hotter. The harmonic slivers come in. Being able to answer these equipments would have been game changing. Yeah, probably just harmonic sliver comes in. I might cut my Aether Vials. Because they might have Phyrexian Revoker, though. I don't know. That doesn't matter because they have to turn off their own vials too. And their mana disruption. I probably do want some number of Aether Vial. Alright. A Lord. It is white though, but that doesn't matter because I have the hive. Yeah, I would have conceded this game in real life, but the chess clocks matter a lot on Magic Online. I'm playing to my outs here. I'm confident I can force them to spend a few minutes winning the game here. Pro white over there. Ooh. The Batterskull didn't attack. That's a mistake. Yeah, they need to keep that pressure up too. It has sort of fire and ice on it. Like, I have nothing that can block it in play that they know about. Yeah, that's a misclick. That's going to cost them a few minutes. Another lord. Can I attack? They have nothing with flying, so this can't block anyway. Yeah, let's get some damage in. You're at 48. Got him. This doesn't matter. I can do this on my own turn. I guess I should put this in now also. You're at 47. All right, here we are. Let's see how long we can squeeze this lemon. I guess if I can get this creature up to, oh no, this is a 6/6. If I just tread water until every lord is in play. Pretty sure I have enough of them. There's 3, 7, 8, 9 lords, and 1 has been answered already. 2 have been answered already. So there's 7 lords. I can make them 8/8s. It could happen. Oh, they just suicided their germ. That's weird. Yeah, like they can't bash through this colorless creature. Like I don't understand what's going on here. I should have lost this game a long time ago. Protection from white, blue, and red. Ba 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 ba. What is this targeting? I don't know what just. Oh, it targeted itself to give pro green. Oh, because you can't target this because it already has pro white. Yeah, they're just a comedy of misclicks is happening over there, or misunderstandings. I don't know. It is Eternal Weekend. Everyone has got accounts. We got a lot of new people in the queues. I don't know this person's life. All right, this doesn't matter. I guess now that they have 2 ports, they can like get Thalia into play. They can port my Caracas, but that doesn't even matter. Like they ratcheted up their vial to 3, so that doesn't matter. I was just gonna say, I maybe I if I had noticed that uh, vial was on 3, I would have not. I would have tapped Caracas instead of one of my gold lands in case to draw one drop. So we're even. We have now both made a mistake, a large mistake. So I can actually get some good attacks in here. They're going to be gaining 8 a turn. I can attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, but if they Violin Flicker Wisp, I just lose. Yeah, if I had the first strike Sliver in play, I would make that line. I would make that attack, but I don't. Yeah, that was a huge punt. So 3, 6, 9. They gain 8 a turn. I get in for 9 a turn. I am actually ahead here. If nothing else changes. Like if they don't suddenly figure out how to make all their cards work. Wasteland, shit. That is a card in their deck. Okay, yeah, if they draw another wasteland, they can deny me my hives, then they win. All right, that is a line they have. I'm not sure why they keep doing this. Like, I'm obviously going to chump with the colorless token, and even if I did want to get some, like, big aggressive gang block in on them, you can give protection from white after the block and just blow me out in combat. So I'm not quite sure what's going on over there. And because of that wasteland, I might have missed my chance to get this striking sliver into play. Like if they port me in my upkeep again, I have to spend all my mana, and then I have to hope to draw a land, which I don't want to draw right now. Okay, they've given up porting me in my upkeep. And I drew a land, which lets me get this sliver into play. Now I can beat a Flicker Wisp in combat. Alright, now they're porting me, which is way too late. Like if they wanted to do that, like if they had done that in the upkeep like they're supposed to, I wouldn't be able to cast this card because I would only have colorless mana. Okay, so now I can easily defeat a Flicker Wisp in combat. I have haste and flying on all my creatures, so 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is going to block the big one, and then I can leave these back for any like nonsense. Or green is a color they don't naturally have protection from, so yeah, let's just fucking rumble like this. Am I winning? Wow. This is weird. I mean, they have 12 life sitting over there on their Jitte. If they ever equip it, they'll start getting 2 counters a turn, like gaining an extra 4 life a turn. This thing probably should have been equipped the entire time. I don't know. I don't know. They need to find a wasteland to kill me, basically. There's Thalia. She's back. I still have Caracas in play. And I don't have any spells in my deck, so that's gonna hurt them more than it hurts me. Yeah, somehow we have gone from just like I'll manage the clock a little bit to I am ahead. So 4, 8, 11, 14, 17. Like I can attack for 17 a turn. They can gain up to 8 a turn. Like if they like they're gaining oh no, they can gain up to 12 a turn. So they're gaining 8 with these apparition attacks. Yeah, what the fuck? What is happening? If I keep drawing 2 mana slivers and they keep not drawing wasteland, we could do this dance for a long time. Sliver Hive is bananas here. Okay, they put Umezawa's Jitte on their legendary creature, which I appreciate. That does mean I have to leave up Caracas, though, instead of a gold land. Crystalline Sliver, Shroud, FTW. Remember when I didn't pitch Crystalline Sliver to force a Will Stoneforge Mystic? That was this game. It was like 27 minutes ago, but that was this game. And now it's coming in clutch. Like this Jitte would have won the game a long time ago. 2 mana Sliver. Backup Caracas. That's not bad either. All right, so I'll make the same attack I did last turn. You're at 37. Tick tock on the clock. This party don't stop. Yeah, like Thalia was the worst place to put that Jitte. I hope they don't recognize it. Actually, this is not a great place, but at least it's gonna connect. If they move the Jitte onto this Skyclave apparition, they're gonna win this game pretty quickly. But I hope they keep not noticing how all this stuff works. Yeah, if they put Jitte onto this apparition and give it pro green, they actually win this turn. So I punted by making an attack as big as I did, but they have not demonstrated yet. Though this sort of forces the play that now this Jitte is just sitting there. They're obviously going to put it somewhere. Yeah, if they give both of their creatures pro green and equip Jitte to this one, they win this turn. Yeah, I should have left back a white blocker, probably one of these, because this is the most redundant effect that I have. Shit. Oh. Also shit? I mean, that's not good either. Yeah, figuring out that they need to diversify their attackers is bad for me no matter what direction they do it in. Though, now I just block whichever one has the Jitte on it. Is either of them going to have Jitte on it? Pro green, pro green. Okay, so I'm gonna go to 2 from this. A good thing they didn't re-equip their Jitte. Like, who needs it? Okay, instead of dead, I can be... Wait, what's happening? Why is that tapping? Oh, because it doesn't have vigilance. It's like, do they convoke? All right, so I'm gonna be at 2 either way, and I can be at 2 with them drawing a card or 2 with them not drawing a card. So I'm gonna do it like this. So I am suddenly losing this game again. However, we did very effectively manage the clock. They are now at 7 minutes to my 14. I'm glad this game turned out as good as it did, because like it never feels good to like just run out the clock because you can, but also it's you play to your outs in Magic. That's just part of the game. But this game did get to a point where I was ahead briefly. That's no longer true. Keep smashing against that same old wall. So I'm going to tap the Caracas in case I draw a 1-drop because I have the backup Caracas here. It wasn't a 1-drop, but we take those. Keep this one. They're at 43. Can I win? 4, 8, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. I can attack for 32. So, nope, can't quite win. I'm just going to pass and see if I can ambush them with my first strikers in combat. Though the sort of Fire and Ice plus Double Mom is... It's going to be hard to actually get a favorable combat anywhere. Yeah, so harmonic slivers and dismember come in out of the sideboard. And I think that's it. I could bring in containment crease to control their aether vials, but that would only make sense if I cut my aether vials. And I'm not sure if that's something I want to do in this matchup. All right. They're probably going to start with pro white here. And if they do that, then they can't give it pro green also. And then I can protection from red. Okay, so they can still give it pro white or pro green. Oh no, did they finally figure out how to activate Mother of Runes during combat? What a beating. This is a turn where I have enough colors and enough first strike that I might have been able to dance around all this. But again, if they only attack with this, I'll block with my colorless creature and it doesn't matter. Blue and red. So I have... these can't interact. I might be able to kill one of these things even with the Mother of Runes around. Having this second green creature jumping into play and buffing the whole squad is a pretty big deal. And my Sliver tokens are just 2 lords away from just eating a 6/6 in combat. All right, they're in the tank about the how to attack with the Skyclave apparition. They're under 5 minutes on the clock. This Jitte still just sitting here. They could have won this game 14 minutes ago. Wow, just no attack. No way that's right. 0%. If I draw a lord, I might have lethal. Oh no, they still have the Jitte over here, so I have to account for them to be 12 life higher than they are. Though they've forgotten about Jitte so far this match. So in the end step, I can bounce Thalia and put in Muscle Sliver. All right, just moving equipment around again. Jitte is on Thalia again. Inexplicably. Like the card that I can answer in play for free. Don't know. See you later. Yeah, so I should have been long gone out of this game, but instead we seem to still be playing. I still seem to be into it. I'm getting closer and closer to actually having lethal attacks. Oh my god. What does that do? So 5, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30, 34, plus 2, so 36, 37, 38, 39. I can attack for 43 right now. Oh my god. They're over there with their... all right, so the crystalline slivers are not helpful. The Sword of Fire and Ice bricks those anyway, and they're going to name pro white. So I might as well work this down a little bit. And they just conceded. Wow! That was insane. Obviously, my opponent did not play super optimally, but Sliver Hive carrying the day. What a weird match. I'm glad I stuck that one out. On to the round 5. Oh yeah, I forgot that that was only game 1. So, oh shit. I don't want to submit a deck. I want my harmonic slivers and dismembers in here. Cut, force, and Aether Vial. Okay. Woo. Almost forgot to sideboard. I got so excited. But they're going to have to win 2 games in under 4 minutes. So I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Umezawa's Jitte. All flavor text. No +1/+1s involved. Yeah, I think my opponent is going to try to play aggressively because they have to. Maybe I do want Containment Priest in. And the other Force of Will. Alright, I'm just off Aether Vial. I'm going to try to gum up the board. I just have to stay alive for 3 minutes over the course of 2 games. So let's do it like this. Exciting thing about Harmonic Sliver, this does not say... one, it is not optional. So maybe that's a good reason to cut Aether Vial, because eventually I'm going to want to play a Sliver and destroy my own Aether Vial. Because it's all slivers. So it's not like Reclamation Sage where you have to like pick here whether you want the Batterskull or the Jitte to die. You get to get everything. You get the Batterskull, you get the Jitte, you get the Aether Vial. 5 turns later, you get the Sword of Fire and Ice. It doesn't matter. You're gonna run them out eventually. I don't think I want Chalice of the Void. Turning off their plows and their moms is pretty cool, but nah, certainly not on the draw when they need to be aggressive. Not keeping a 1-lander against Death and Taxes. This hand is pretty exciting. It has the MVP in the matchup, Sliver Hive. I'm going to bottom one of them because I think I'm going to want these Horizon lands to refill my hand later. Being on the mull to 5 is whack. I'll start with Ancient Ziggurat. That's my worst land if they have the waste. Caracas. Do you have Thalia? Because I have Caracas too. We can play that game. Jitte. Alright, they're going Turbo Jitte. The opposite of last game. Right, I'm gonna play Wasteland, because if I play one of these other lands and they waste it, then I'm just off a color. But if they want to waste, I can hit their Caracas and we can do that dance. And if they waste Ziggurat, that doesn't actually set me back at all. Hello, Mom. And oh my god. Shit. Okay, I'll play this and I'll name Sliver. I wish I found this last turn. So I can Wasteland Caracas and hold up Containment Priest. I'm gonna do that somehow. Let's hope they don't have Swords to Plowshares right now. All right. Okay, so even if they have a land, equip Jitte, like they missed their land drop last turn, right? That was turn 3. Like they missed their land drop last turn. Even if they have a land, equip Jitte, attack, I still get to eat Mother of Runes, which fucked me up real bad last game. And then I can Harmonic Sliver the Jitte, and then we're just back in business. All right, I don't even draw cards. It's not a thing my deck does. Okay, so white, green, more white, Harmonic Sliver. I'm going to destroy Umezawa's Jitte. That still doesn't work, I'm sorry. Destroy Jitte. And then next turn I can play Crystalline Sliver and destroy Aether Vial. Flicker Wisp. So what's that going to do? Remove Containment Priest for a turn? So they could activate Vial? Nope, didn't want to do that. Get in for 3 damage. They do have a pretty aggressive posture here. So blue, white. They also tap their Mother Runes to get aggressive, so I can kill Spirit of the Labyrinth with this trigger. Fucking dope. And then I get to attack, because I'm happy to trade off with Flicker Wisp in this position. I think we're going to somehow fair and square just win this game, win this match. At one point I thought we were dead. Alright, we got the GGs. Game 1 was actually a GG. Wow. For real this time, off to round 5. That was a pretty exciting match. Alright, we're on the draw in round 5. Losing 4 die rolls with a deck that, with an Aether Vial deck, never feels good, but that's Magic. This hand is good. Just fucking Aether Vial, bunch of 2s. Oh, yikes. Are we playing against Dredge or Reanimator? It looks like Hogak, maybe? I don't think we can beat any of these decks, to be honest. So I could have cast the Aether Vial off of Wasteland. I could have just activated Wasteland. Though, I don't know, maybe I should have wasted them. That it would at least slow down Hedron Crab. But, I don't know. Their turn 1 was actively not very good. But they did discard a land, so maybe they have... That's a sign that they're not hurting for mana. So, that's fine. Let's just play it like this. I guess it depends on what ends up in their graveyard next turn. Whether I want to waste them and play the second Aether Vial, or just get my first Sliver into play. I'm just gonna F6 right now. Yeah, there's the crab that I could have played around with Wasteland, but not a huge deal. So I'm F6ing because I can't interact anyway, and if I bluff a counterspell this turn, but oh shit, and here's, oh no, Hogak requires green, or no, they can sack the crab to Cabal Therapy, get a zombie, and cast Hogak. Oh, they have 2 bridges, yeah, that's a much better play. I wonder what they even name. Oh, they target themselves and discard another bridge. That's pretty good. Alright, so we gotta find basically Caracas off the top to have a chance at all. And because of the way this turn went, I'm definitely just getting my first Sliver into play. Yeah, so they cast Hogak here. They have a zillion power in play. They get to attack with everything next turn. There's not much I can do about that. I guess if I draw first strike Sliver, then I actually can get a little bit of control of this situation. I could also play Unsettled Mariner, I guess. Because I don't mind chumping that one off. Because being targeted doesn't matter a whole lot in this matchup. First strike Sliver, let's go. Alright, another Lord. That's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna play the one I don't mind it dying. And then if I draw Caracas off the top, I'll have 2 3/3s in play and I can bounce Hogak. and then I can actually win this game. But I have to draw exactly Caracas this turn. This nukes all their bridges, but I am at 8, so that doesn't matter. But Caracas off the top does win the game. Oh. Couldn't they have killed me, like, main phase? Oh, I guess they don't have any mana, so no. Alright, Caracas, now's the time. That's not Caracas. So, what can I do here? I think I'm just dead. Maybe not. I can go to 1. So if I go to 1, I draw Caracas. There might be some play left in the game. So I block here and here. I take 5, 6, 7. I lose my board again. Who put trample on this card? Stop it. I love how it's also templated that it's all the way at the bottom. Like Convoke and Delve are up there, and then just down at the bottom, trample. All right, Caracas, show me potato salad. All right, we're dead. Yeah, all right, so we've run into a deck even more aggressive than ourselves. Leyland of the Void's coming in. Containment Priest is coming in. I think that's all I bring in. What do I cut? Probably Aether Vial. I need my cards to hit in this matchup, and that sort of farts around. And Sidewinder Sliver, maybe? That is the worst sliver there is in this deck. Yeah, I think that's all I want to bring in. That was a cool game, though. We were actually a Caracas away. On the first, when they passed their second turn, we were a Caracas away from actually winning the game. And on the next turn, we were a Caracas away from maybe getting stable. Like, the board would have been stable, but we were at 1 and would have needed a top deck creature. So it was probably too late then. But there was a window where we could have beaten turn 2 Hogak with 3 Bridge from Belows. This hand is too slow, and it has no hate in it. This hand is also awkward and has no hate in it. I'll keep this. I'm going to bottom one of the ley lines. I don't need 2 of them. And wow, I just want every card in this hand. The Force goes with the blue card. All right, I'm going to bottom the Force. Keeping Force to protect the ley line is appealing, but I'm hoping that the ley line can at least bridge the gap into Containment Priest. Like, if they have an answer to this, that at least buys me a turn to get Priest into play. And that's the game I've chosen to play. This is aggro crabbing me. Looks like Force of Vigor is coming. Yeah, that's the only reason they would pause on my upkeep. Sliver. And hopefully I'm representing just like an awkward hand with Leyline and Caracas, and they don't expect Priest. All right, there's Vengevine. Well, not gonna not cast this. Blood gas can't block. Get wrecked. In we go. And I'll get this sliver into play too. Hogak doesn't have haste, so like I don't need to bounce it on their turn, probably. At least that's how I understand this to work. We'll see. Bridge is a problem. Bridge is only a problem if they get Cabal Therapy, though. I am not going to block. Another Blood Gas, that can't come into play with Priest. Vengevine can't come in. If they do get 2 black creatures into play, they can Hogak, but I have Caracas. We are just in a race here, kids. Yeah, so this is going to die, which gets them a zombie token. Oh, 2 zombie tokens? I didn't realize they had 2 bridges. That was probably a bad attack. Now we're losing the race. Fuck. I'm going to play my land out because Sliver Hive might come up this game. Alright, mistakes were made. That was a bad attack. I mean, Caracas has Hogak under control. That doesn't even matter. How do you feel about first strike? Now we're just going to sit and look at each other for a long time. Yeah, I'm not going to attack because they'll get more zombies out of it. I could attack with Containment Priest. That would nuke the bridges, but it turns on Vengevine. Oh, did they draw Abrupt Decay? Alright, so this hand is surprisingly good at beating Priest. We had Priest, Leyline, and Caracas, and we're still losing. So like this is pretty impressive stuff. I think I have to block one of these Blood Gas with Priest just to get these bridges out of here. So let's see if they stack their triggers correctly. They'll either get 2 more zombies or 0, depending on if they stack them right. Alright, they know how to stack their triggers. Lucky. And I couldn't block these because then all of them would have turned into extra. Fucking Assassin's Trophy. Joke's on you. I don't have any basics. Alright. Oh, and they didn't even cast Caracas or Hogak. They did all that work and didn't put their 8/8 into play. A small reprieve, though I'm sure it won't matter. Alright, so I have a 2/2 first strike to block with. This Priest is kind of... Oh no, I can't even cast Priest. All of these make Sliver mana. Caracas was my only white source. Alright, yeah, I'm fucked. Yep. Yeah, because I can't make white, maybe I should have played one of these on human, though. I don't know. I was not planning on my white source being destroyed out of the Caracas deck, or the Hogak deck. But alright. a 3-2 with Slivers. We got beat by 2 combo decks, which we stated in the deck tech are the bad matchups, and we beat all the fair decks. So we performed to expectation. The Hogak, our hand was actually really good against Hogak. We had Priest, Leyline, and Karakas, but they were just able to beat all 3 of them. So powerful stuff. That's more a nod to the Hogak deck than it is a slight to this one. But your mileage may vary in the metagame. We had some great games, and I probably won't play this in any tournament where it matters, but it is fun to jump into a league with once in a while. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you later.